Wild Woods. Trek through the dangerous woods and become a hero. Hi, I'm CinnaBunny, and this is Wild Woods. This is mainly reviewing the solo play aspect of Wild Woods. Wild Woods is a casual roguelike game. It is also a team-based game where you defend a wagon against waves of enemies. This is Rosie, the Ancient Goat. The story of Wild Woods is short, but good. Rosie the Ancient Goat comes to seek worthy guardians for her wagon as she marches to the Great Tree's aid. Unfortunately, heroes are hard to come by during these tough times, so a handful of kittens will have to do. Two beasts stand in the way of the goal, Brokk the monstrous badger, and the giant toad known as the vile Marsh Queen. And that's the story of the Wild Woods. Now on to the basics. The wagon is led by Rosie the Goat. On the wagon is two stations, a woodpile and a potion cauldron. At any point during the day or night, the woodpile can be interacted with to start a fire. This does nothing during the day, but at night it provides light and warmth. Given the night is freezing cold, the fire is essential. The potion cauldron can be used to heal up the kitten heroes and restock the healer's supply of herbs. The woodpile and potion cauldron can be restocked by throwing supplies into them. Cutting down plants, fallen logs and trees will yield their respective supplies. Plants hold herbs, logs hold wood, and trees have a combination of the two. Tufts of grass sometimes hold a coin, a pretty neat treasure. When holding a herb or wood log, attacking or dodge rolling will immediately drop the item. The supplies can be tossed into the stations from a short distance. Let's move on to the hero classes. There is 3 hero classes: the Adventurer, the Blade Slinger, and the Herbalist. The Adventurer is a swordsman. This class is exclusively a melee attacker. The Adventurer has a combo of 3 broad slicing attacks. Upon the 3rd attack of the combo, they will spin in a circle, dealing short range area damage. The Blade Slinger is next. The Blade Slinger is a mid to long range attacker. The Blade Slinger has a combo of 4 attacks, throwing 1 kunai for the first 3 of the combo. On the last of the combo, they will throw 2 kunai. The final class is the Herbalist. The Herbalist is a short range melee class. When the Herbalist attacks, they will send out a quick gust of wind from their staff. This has a short range area of effect. The combo is 4 attacks long. The wind from the staff deals moderate damage. Each class can perform a dodge roll. A dodge roll will make the cat jump forwards, dodging away in whichever direction they're facing. The dodge roll provides a brief period of invincibility. Each class also has a special attack alongside their basic attacks. The Adventurer has a leaping attack. Jumping up, they quickly slice forwards, dealing great damage in a small area. This can also cause some enemies to flinch and stop them from attacking for a second. The Blade Slinger will jump back and throw 4 kunai at once. The Herbalist will heal themselves and their teammates in a small area. This has 4 charges and must be recharged at a potion cauldron. The Herbalist special does heal more than the potion cauldron, so it is cheaper in the long run. In terms of viability in single player, the Blade Slinger is the worst to play, given you can't attack backwards whilst moving forwards. Also, the Blade Slinger deals the least amount of damage. Being a ranger, they like to attack from afar, so this would be a best suited class on a team. The Adventurer is a decent pick. A melee attacker with decent damage output is always good. It's the best class for beginners in my opinion. The Herbalist is also a pretty good pick, given they can dish out damage that rivals the Adventurer, whilst able to have area of effect attacks whilst healing themselves and others. The Herbalist has a lot of combat sustainability. During the day, you have to collect resources, pick up herbs, wood, and coins. During the night, you have to combat the cold, darkness, and waves of enemies. Being in the dark will add a cold effect to the cats. When at cold 1, they will slow down. At cold 2, they will take continuous damage until being in the warmth of the fire. The fire can be started and maintained by the woodpile on the back of the cart. Aside from the cold darkness, there is a greater threat: bandits that want everything you have. There's a few enemy types. The main enemy type is the rabbits. Rabbits are peons. Small nimble enemies with little health, yet they manage to get in the way all the time. Badgers. Large muscular beasts that wield a crushing hammer. They're weak when they strike. Buff badgers. Similar to their smaller counterparts, these beefy badgers fight hard, and after a few attacks, they roar and dash towards the cats at incredible speed. Buff badgers usually spawn under special conditions, and are rarely encountered outside of the ambush challenge. Porcupines. These quilled critters prove bothersome from afar, as they fire arrows towards the cats. They will always try to keep their distance from the player, and make it tough to fight them sometimes. Boars. The boars will stand stationary for a few seconds, planning and calculating. When ready, the boar will dash forward at extreme speeds, bowling anything in their way, regardless of friend or foe. The flying squirrel. Though very rare, these critters will fly in the night, planning on stealing coins from the unsuspecting kittens. The mouse. Mice will plant their flags down. The flag will buff and heal nearby troops. Defeating any enemy will have a chance to drop a handful of coins, or a sack of coins. Loose coins can be picked up instantly. The sack of coins must be transported to Rosie's saddlebags. A sack of coins is worth 10 coins. Treasure chests can be found in the wilds as well. Totems are located within these chests. There's 3 totems: a zap totem, a healing totem, and a stockpile totem. The zap totem will attack any enemy within its radius. The healing totem will heal all players within the radius. The stockpile totem will automatically grab all items within its radius. The totems will break when their meter is depleted, but with the totem station upgrade for the cart, they will never break. There's 2 bosses in Wildwoods for now. Brokk the Warlord. Brokk is a monstrously large badger. His fight starts with some of his troops fighting the cats. If the cats win this initial fight, Brokk feels they're worthy to fight. He has a few attacks, a series of 3 broad swipes from his club, a large area slam, and a raging charge. When Brokk is going to charge, he will stand still and aim at a cat, charging shortly after. If he charges into one of the piles of debris or a tunnel, he will be stunned for a few seconds and take a chunk of damage. If he slams into one of the 3 tunnels, less rabbits will spawn during the fight. If all 3 tunnels are collapsed by Brokk, no rabbits will spawn for the rest of the fight. The second boss is the vile Marsh Queen. The Marsh Queen is a gargantuan toad. At first she attacks by swinging in a circle, attacking with her scepter. This evolves to spouts of water rising from the pool. At some point, she will strike with her tongue, the attack being very fast. The quick tongue strike is sometimes hard to telegraph. Around the halfway point, all of these attacks will combine, becoming a volley of strikes leading to a dance of life and death. Slay the toad and save the great tree. Brokk is in the woods. The Marsh Queen is in the Razor Blade Marshes. Each boss requires 8 paths to be traversed to challenge them. At the end of any path, there will be a crossroads. You have to choose either left or right. The path will have a brief overview of what will happen: extra resources, ruins, merchant, ambush, surprise, or a safe camp. Extra resources will hold a bare patch of dirt and you can plant a wood log or a herb. Cutting this tree down will yield more resources than usual. These paths usually have a few more plants and logs than usual. Ruins will lead to a small ruin, a rune puzzle or a shrine. The rune puzzle will require you to input and follow the code that is highlighted. The shrine will require 3 herbs to be placed in it. Completing the rune puzzle or offering to the shrine will give a blessing, depending on what that shrine was. The squirrel shrine will grant a small movement speed buff. The bird shrine will reduce the amount of damage taken by a small amount. The bear shrine will increase the amount of damage you deal by a small margin. I believe the buffs can stack if you're lucky enough to encounter them often during the run. The merchant will hold a small merchant stand at the next crossroads. They have 2 random items up for sale at a discounted price. You can only purchase 1 of the 2 items. The ambush will be an ambush. Usually this leads to an arena where 2 waves of enemies will spawn. The first wave is smaller enemies. The second wave consists of a buff badger. Defeat all enemies to receive an award, the choice of 2 items or a sack of coins. The ambush is the only way to fight waves of enemies during the day. Surprise will be any of these possible paths. The safe camp is a safe camp. At the safe camp, you can turn in challenge tokens for a reward, buy items from merchants, and rest to recover health for the next day. Alongside each potential path will sometimes be a challenge. A challenge is a modifier added on to make the game harder in some way, making bunnies, porcupines, badgers, or boars tougher, reducing the amount of information you have like the enemy health bars, increasing the damage you take, granting enemies with armor, and so on. When taking a path that holds a challenge, you will receive a number of challenge tokens. Each challenge modifier can stack onto one another. If you feel overly masochistic, you can go through the entire run with a full set of challenge tokens, that being 16 stages and 2 boss fights. At any safe camp, this card can be interacted with to trade the challenge tokens. When holding a certain amount, you will receive a reward equivalent to a challenges taken. Challenges can reward you handsomely if you feel up to a task. Usually I take on 3 to 4 before entering a camp, as past 3 to 4 challenges, depending on what they are, can change the experience of Wildwoods from a casual experience to a very intense experience. There's 30 challenges in total. Some are easy, others change the game entirely. I won't describe every challenge, but I will list a few I both like and dislike. Tired Eyes. This will remove all enemy health bars. This can make a fight seem more daunting as you don't know how much health each enemy has in play. Armored Rabbits. This adds an armor point to each rabbit you encounter. An armor point will soak up 1 attack, and from that 1 attack, the enemy will not flinch or be knocked back. This can make the simple peons into fierce warriors under the right circumstances. Rabbit Reinforcement. Defeated rabbits have a chance to get back up and continue fighting. I am unsure of the chance, but playing with it, it feels like a 50-50 chance. That chance rolls in the rabbit's favour very frequently, extending fights greatly. Heavy Hitters. All enemies will hit harder, dealing more damage. This can end quickly if you don't play well. Rainy Days. In every path, there is a high chance of rain. When it rains, the fire will burn out quicker, requiring almost double the amount of wood required for a night. Rainy Days heavily emphasises completing the night as quickly as possible. Armoured Enemies. Each wave of enemies, being anywhere from 3 to several, 3 armor points will be dispersed randomly between that wave of enemies. Again, armor means the enemy won't flinch and blocks an attack. I should also mention too that the challenge tokens can carry on into boss fights, so having heavy hitters or rabbit reinforcements on Brokk's fight can weigh down the fight and make it much longer. There's also skins. Each skin is unlocked by different criteria. They act kinda like trophies. They're all quite cute and fun. A few of them are DLC skins too, which is pretty neato. Wildwoods is a sweet little game. I quite enjoy it a lot. It has a very casual feel to it. It can become intense in a pinch with the right challenges or on the harder difficulty, but I feel it's delightful. An average solo run in Wildwoods going from start to defeating the Marsh Queen will go on for around an hour, give or take. Wildwoods is still in early access, so it could change dramatically between now and the official launch. Regardless, I do enjoy Wildwoods a lot. It's a fun little game that has a lot of potential. It's great to play by yourself, and no doubt would be just as fun with a few friends. Wildwoods can be played on Steam. It is currently $22 AUD or around $15 USD. So if you want to go try it out, go for it. It's an awesome little game made by an indie dev team, with a lot of heart and a lot of potential. I want to see it flourish and see what else the developers have in store. Maybe when the game fully launches, I'll revisit Wildwoods in another video and see what changes. For now though, I've been CinnaBunny, and I'll catch you later, mate.